It calls for 2 pounds of meat. I don't quite have 2 pounds and mine is frozen, so I need to get it going in the Ninja on slow cook to thaw it out. It also calls for 3 cans of red kidney beans, and in the Instapot I'm going to treat the beans, soak the beans, and get them ready for the next stage. And it calls for 2 cans of chopped tomatoes, and I don't have cans, I just have a combination of tomato paste, tomatoes, and tomato sauce, and that equals 800 grams. And then I have my turkey broth that I made the other day when I made turkey dinner, so I'm using my turkey broth, and it said 1 cup, a large onion, a bell pepper. I don't have jalapenos. I might put a few red chilies in there, but spicy doesn't usually go in the house, so I hesitate to do that. It said 4 cloves of garlic. It says kosher salt. I'm using Himalayan salt, some black pepper, and I just ground some cumin, and it says 2 tablespoons of cumin, some onion powder. I have onion powder that I made with my dehydrator, so onion powder, 1 tablespoon. Garlic powder. I don't know that I have garlic powder. I don't have garlic powder. I only do fresh garlic, although I could dehydrate some garlic and have garlic powder on hand. And then with the other recipe for the cornbread batter, uncooked, from page 41, and then some grated cheese. So to start, I'm going to put a cup of water or so in there is a measure on the side of the pot that shows the first mark is 2 cups, and I'm halfway there. And then I'm going to put my frozen meat in there and put my lid on. Slow cook. I want slow cook. Slow cook high, and I'll have to keep an eye on it. And my valve needs to be to vent because I'm not pressure cooking. And start. In the Instapot, I'm going to put 2 cups of dried beans. They say that the beans double in size, so I guesstimate a little bit of Himalayan salt, and then a generous amount of water. I'm using filtered water. I want to make sure I have enough water in there to allow for the beans to expand, double in size, and not run out of water. Put the lid on, pressure to seal, high pressure, let me see, manual, 30 minutes, and set it and forget it and let it go. In the meantime, I'm going to start preparing for the beans have naturally released. And it's time to give them a rinse. Make sure you're careful with picking up your pot because it's very hot. And that looks like they've doubled in size to me. Now I'm going to rinse them with some cool water. Now that the ground is ready, we're going to put a cup of stock in there. The tomatoes. and the beans. Give it a stir. Oh, this looks good already. Pressure lid. And we're going to pressure, so we're putting the vent forward on high for 15 minutes. Pressure, high, 15 minutes. That took almost 3 minutes for the quick release. Oh, look at that. Give it a stir. Okay, so we're now going to turn this off and then sear high and on. Add the onions, the green peppers, garlic. I'm only putting in 1 tablespoon of salt, but it called for 2 tablespoons of salt. And I'm putting in a half a tablespoon of pepper, not a whole tablespoon of pepper. 2 tablespoons of ground cumin. A tablespoon of onion powder. I don't have garlic powder, so seeing as I didn't have the chilies, I'm putting in a 1/4 teaspoon of Mexican chili powder. And then we're supposed to saute this for 5 minutes. Oh, that looks pretty dang good. It's interesting how different their approach is to making the chili compared to how I make my chili. So it'll be interesting to see how this translates. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn this off, and it says to drop the cornbread batter evenly over the top. That looks pretty good. Oh, it smells delicious. Time for the taste test. Oh, I want some Parmesan cheese. There we go. I want to try the chili first. Very good. That's a do-over for sure. Very, very good. That is a major do-over. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've tried this recipe, please comment below. Keep coming back as I'm going to do more.